Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Got some great videos for you today. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, share, and leave comments. And enjoy. Let's go.
We can clearly see those hands are not human. Definitely not female hands. You can see it noticed itself shifting. Two very odd things happen here. Her right hand grows twice the size, and her left hand grows multiple fingers. Watch carefully.
Holly Weird, Reptilian Shapeshifters.
It's important to understand because there's a lot of video online. Oh, look, so-and-so shapeshifted. He or she is a reptilian. Maybe, maybe not.
Depending on the proportion of a particular genetics dictates whether you can shapeshift.
Because of the programming of the physical, they say that's not possible, you're mad. You can't move from a physical form to another physical form. And you know they're right, but that ain't what's happening.
The higher the proportion of either Anunnaki, and that's coming back to your final point now, or Nephilim, the higher the genetics of that, the more you can shapeshift. And the more reptilian you have in you, you can also shapeshift. The problem is that it's very hard to control shapeshifting.
Sometimes the person could just be very tired and maybe spend a lot of time around a negatively energized, what's been described as an organic portal, some really negatively energized hosted person. Maybe they had a relationship with that person, maybe they spent too much time with that person, but somehow or other, these entities had attached themselves to the auric field of that person, and momentarily they shapeshift.
You can't just say, today I will shapeshift. It will happen in certain circumstances. And also, people who are psychic can see it, the change in the person, but those who are not psychic can't see it.
It's a Trojan horse scenario. You have somebody who looks human, who has a human position, who was once fully human, but has been taken over.
Often as not, these shapeshifters, they're in positions of authority, whether it's in a local company or a corporation or high-ranking mucky mucks on the world stage. People are seeing shapeshifting going on. It's real.
No.
And some other supporting guys, and then Tom Cruise walks in, and even those guys are like, "Whoa!" And he's super stoked to be there. He's like, "Yeah, oh, boom!" He's like, and so he comes over and he sits next to me, and I think he had been briefed on some of the supporting guys, but he was like trying to place me, So he sat down next to me. He's like, I love your work. And I went, oh, thanks. I love your work too, Tom Cruise. Thanks. And I go, yeah, I'm friends with Judd Apatow and Seth Rogen, and they went to your house. And went, yes, Yes, they did come to my house, and I said Seth Rogen was like, it was amazing. He has like a bike track in his backyard. It's phenomenal. And
What's amazing is not only does he sound like him, his face actually looks like them as he does the impersonation. How cool is that? Or weird is that?
Can't believe this one. And it's going to shock you. It's going to bust your bubble.
Rastafari is God, you know what I mean? And yet the Bible tell you that within 2,000 years Christ shall return, and when he return, he's going to be King of Kings, Lords of Lords, conquering Lion of tribe of Judah. Through the line is King Solomon and King David. Now that is a reality, the whole truth, and the truth is that His Majesty is earth rightful ruler. And he is the Christ, and that is Haile Selassie.
You see, even reptilian shapeshifters know that Jesus is Lord and that he's coming back. Pay attention.
These beings are maybe human in appearance, but some of them are full reptilians and some of them are reptilian hybrids. When I talk about full reptilians that appear humans, I'm talking about shape-shifting reptilians. So reptilians have the ability to shapeshift, to look like something that they're not. So they're masters of deception and they're masters of disguise. They do it energetically. It is actually kind of a physical energetic transformation where they put on a shell that looks kind of a human shell, but they can't sustain it for very long, so they do it for short periods of time.
The ability to change appearance or shapeshift from reptilian to the human form is understood from a variety of perspectives. Whether it is mind control, thought projection, technologies, or frequencies,
All of the above.
they're all possible explanations offered by various researchers to make sense of the phenomenon.
They do not need to shape shift physically to look like a human, to impersonate a world leader or something like that. Their body does not morph. It looks the same as it always did. When they shape shift, what they're doing is using neural engagement capabilities to make the person that's in front of them see a different thing. So they can look to that person as a male, a female, a human, like normal. But the neural engagement is doing that. Their physical form is actually still the same.
I believe that 100%. What do you think all the frequencies are that they use out there? Why do you think we were switched from plasma TVs to LED TVs? It was to make us think we're looking at regular people. When, without the frequencies and the stuff they put in the water and everything else, you'd see their true forms. I also think that some of them actually shapeshift their faces and hands and stuff like that. So it's always in the eyes.
We were somewhere around Barso, on the edge of the desert, when the drugs began to take hold. Suddenly, there was a terrible roar all around us, and the sky was full of what looked like huge bats, all swooping and screeching and diving around the car. And a voice was screaming, "Holy Jesus, what are these goddamn animals?" We had 2 bags of grass, 75 pellets of mescaline, 5 sheets of high-powered blotter acid, a salt shaker half full of cocaine, a whole galaxy of multicolored uppers, downers, screamers, laughers, also a quarter tequila, quarter rum, case of beer, pint of raw ether, and 2 dozen amyls. Not that we needed all that for the trip.
There's more going on there than just the reptilian eyes. He's telepathically speaking through that guy in front of him, which they're not showing us right now.
They lie.
My wife and I, almost 40 years to put it together, but
Look at those eyeballs.
The reptilian empire, which is very large and it consists of approximately 21 star systems in this part of the galaxy that they have taken over.
Beyond the ice wall.
And when they take over a planet, they usually turn the inhabitants into slaves. Not direct slaves, but indirect slaves, because they want them to continue to be productive. And we were just going to be part of that empire.
Would you say that we are currently under the control of reptilians?
I think so. They control the media, they control the banks, they control the educational system, they control religion. What's left?
So what is the actual process towards awakening that humans can achieve? How do we kick our rulers aside and activate our own potential?
The main advantage that we have is our consciousness. According to an alien by the name of Kyla, who came here from the Procyon system, well, we have the ability to reach into the higher dimensions. The reptilians do not have that ability. That's why they try and keep us dumbed down. If we could raise our consciousness, not very much really, to the point where we see what they're all about and understand what it's all about, the game is over.
Mm-hmm.
They can't win here.
About whether we're actually going to stay or not, and whether we're going to do what's necessary to succeed rather than set an arbitrary timeline. And the best way to we're going to recess for
I'll be the Christian and tell you this, and then I'll be the Muslim and give the answer. That religion, and the father was the priest there, what would you think?
Oh my days. They ain't even hiding anymore. They are blatantly showing you what's going on behind closed doors. In fact, it's not even behind closed doors. This is some frontline action. I'm sorry, but all of those celebrities have either sold their soul, clones, reptilians, giant worm people in bodysuits, some source of alien. I know you might look up to these celebrities, but if you really knew who they was, oh my diddy.
Only way to win in this spiritual war is to have no fear, choose peace over chaos, love over separation. They fear us, but us fearing them gives them more power. So that's why I say have no fear. But you got to also make sure you keep your balance. Too much positivity is not good. Too much negativity is not good. Once you understand that, then you'll understand that fear is just false evidence appearing real.
My man was cooking there.
Oh. Every brother king will hear my spirit with rhymes that no.
Unbelievable. And I know Terry Don Phillips is sitting at home. Terry Don, I'm not here without you, brother. Appreciate you. I love all the people who couldn't come here tonight because tickets are too much. They saw a heck of a game. They had a good seat at home. And I'm just thankful that I know so many people are a part of this. It's a blessing. Coach, your story is one for the history books. Congratulations. Enjoy it with your family tonight. Thank you. Chris?
These reptilians are getting pretty bold in front of the camera.
Okay, this is the story, and I'm going to let you make up your own minds. And I have a very small piece of this that's somewhere in a small Dutch town in the Netherlands that this person lived there. We're just going to say this person. And that this person, this is a person, had some type of a disease, and this disease caused him to deform and to almost look like he's mutated into some creature. Now, what is the first thing we think of when we see this? I don't know. Look at the eyes very closely. When a person has a disease and they become sick, do they have slits in their eyes? I'm just asking you guys. I can't think of anything else where somebody would have slits in their eyes. I don't know. Maybe leukemia. I don't know. Does that cause slits in your eyes? I don't know. I wouldn't want nobody to think that I was talking about the reptilians. Yes. Could it be that? I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Could this person possibly, that lived in this town, be a reptilian? And I was also told, now listen to this, we hear all of the stories that these Dracos, these reptilians, are awful human beings and that they're here to, to do bad things and that they control a lot of things. I heard this one was not. This was a good one. Lived among people, was very friendly. Don't know what to tell you. Leave your comments. Tell me what you think. Is this a fact?
Alright guys, I'm gonna show you a couple celebrities that look like each other. They're not related, but they look like each other. And we all know with Hollywood secrets, that's no coincidence. Alright, let's dive into it. This is Neil McDonough, and on the other picture is Robert Richard. Yes, this is the same person. They're reptilians, they're shapeshifters. They can change into any form.
What do we think? Shapeshifter? Clone?
Some administrative matters first. I wanted to introduce into the record page 55 from the committee's interview with FBI employee Demlo.
La mujer. The reptilian elite theory suggests that shape-shifting reptilian aliens control Earth by manipulating human leaders. According to David Icke, a prominent figure in this conspiracy, these reptilians are interdimensional beings that have infiltrated the highest ranks of government, media, and finance. They supposedly use their power to enslave humanity and perpetuate chaos, all while hiding their true reptilian identities. Proponents argue that the physical attributes of some leaders, such as unusual eye movements or a cold demeanor, are evidence of their reptilian nature. This theory draws on ancient mythologies, linking the reptilians to serpent gods worshipped in various cultures, implying a long-standing extraterrestrial influence on humanity. Skeptics criticize this theory as purely speculative, pointing to a lack of tangible evidence and the psychological need for scapegoats in times of crisis.
They don't have to be extraterrestrial. What about seed of the serpent? What if they come from that serpent that was in the garden, the devil, Satan? That's what I think.
Dad. Oh my God. What is that? Dad. Oh my God. What is that?
It was a shapeshifter.
There's also the reptilian conspiracy, most famously brought to the public attention by the British conspiracy theorist David Icke. It's become one of the most infamous and popular conspiracy theories ever, sparking numerous parodies and commentaries in the media and TV shows. To put it simply, Icke believes that an interdimensional race of reptilian entities known as Archons have hijacked the Earth and are stopping humanity from realizing our true potential. He has argued that these Archons are the same beings mentioned in many Gnostic texts that have identified themselves as demons and rulers of the 7 planets in various traditions, mostly having the ultimate goal of preventing souls from leaving the material realm. He claims that because of this, they have gone by many names throughout history, including the Anunnaki from Sumerian myth and the Watchers and Nephilim from the Book of Enoch. He argues that human sacrifice to the gods in the ancient world was
These creatures are harvesting us. These creatures are not aliens, Mr. Ike. These creatures are sexually compatible with our women. And what does that tell you? It tells you that they came from here. They are part of us. African tradition says that the cheetah will fatten on the energy that we human beings give them. They make us to fight each other. And when the whole land is drowning in death and fear and terror, when hundreds and hundreds of people are angry and afraid, the cheetah will get fat because they eat what we call the dark power, which is brought about when human beings destroy.
Well, we're going to call that a wrap today. I wanted to do a few more videos, but my internet is acting up. So I hope you enjoyed what I showed you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you.